Hey everyone. So, Chasing the Ironman. You're probably thinking that's sort of an odd name for a geocaching YouTube channel. You may draw a connection between iron and ammo cans, and the logo sort of implies someone racing towards a geocache location. Well, it's actually a multifaceted theme. But here's how it began. Back in 2011, I began a local challenge cache goal of finding a geocache for every day for a full year, 365 days of geocaching. It was called the Ironman Challenge. Really more in reference to competitions like marathons and the Ironman Triathlon. Geocaching every single day for a full year is no small undertaking. At least it wasn't. These days, there are some people with thousands of consecutive days under the hood, but that's a different discussion. So, I started this challenge on March 1st, 2011 with the resolution of making the last find on February 29th, 2012. Leap Day. And not the day after. So, yep, 366 unique consecutive days ending on a leap day. And that's how it began. Well, in the May of that year, a different journey also began. My mother had an accident at her home, which sent her to the hospital. And while there, she was diagnosed with a rapid onset of ALS. It's the same disease that inflicts Stephen Hawking, though his is a much slower progression. As the weeks went on, my mother's condition worsened, quickly. My parents lived many hours away, so visitations were rare. There were days when I questioned whether I should continue my Ironman challenge even, especially on those visitation days. But I realized as I progressed day after day, as hard as the task was on some of them, my difficulty was nothing compared to what she was suffering through. The frustrations, the embarrassments, and the growing incapabilities. You see, ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease, is a motor neuron disease that slowly degrades the brain's ability to communicate with the body. The brain remains fully functional, but muscles simply stop working. Everything from moving a leg, to lifting a finger, to grasping something with your hand, to being able to chew or talk, even control your tongue, bowel movements, or just blinking. At these later stages, it can be overwhelming for support workers, as the most basic functions we all take for granted need to be encouraged and guided by other people. The body effectively becomes a paralyzed prison, to be trapped inside, only seeing the world through your eyes, hearing but being unable to communicate. My father was a warrior, visiting as often as possible, at her side night and day when he could. We were thankful for the other nearby friends who would continue to help her, to keep her company, bring food and snacks, and other support. And family members who would also do the same. But it's a very, very lonely disease. And yet every day she endured. She would not give up. When I showed her photos of some of the places that I'd been geocaching or traveling, she loved it. She loves birds and beautiful landscapes. And while her daily happiness was a rocky journey, she always found joy in what was beyond her suffering. And as a devout Christian believer, her hope was sure, rock solid, and she endured those most difficult times. So my challenge ended on February 29th, 2012, and 4 days later, hers also came to an end. The more I thought of our journeys that year, the more this theme of the chase became clear. And it's applicable in so many ways, pushing through trials, keeping your eyes on the prize, enduring and persevering to the very end, never giving up. I marked each day of my challenge with a foon pose, and so that pose became a symbol for me of that goal, that life journey, a destination that we'll never reach, but that which keeps us going. Chasing the Ironman isn't about me. It's not about chasing a geocache or about navigating complex trails or about treasure hunting. It's about striving for a goal, for an ideal. It's a journey through thick and thin, keeping your eyes up and fixed on the goal, running the race with endurance. So in my geocaching hobby, that Ironman Challenge cache provided more reward than just a smiley on the map. It set a precedent and encouraged me to continue on. My mother became my inspiration, and so now, as I create videos of my own journey, appreciating nature, enjoying people, and valuing life, I dedicate all these things to her memory. That's what Chasing the Ironman means. My hope is that as I was inspired through my mother's ordeal, I can help to pay it forward. Whether that's in awareness for those suffering from debilitating conditions, or people helping those who are, or suffering through tough times in life, or pushing through to accomplish personal goals. We're all chasing something. So lift your gaze and chase your Ironman. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and until next time.